As you can see, welcome. I'm having some camera issues. Trying to get everything going here. So when I put my hands there, it kind of focuses in, I guess. And I'm not sure if this is a problem with the camera, problem with the program, problem with the, I don't know what it is. When I move my hands away, it starts up. Anyway, it stopped. All right, that's good. So this is game 5. I believe I wrote game 5 on the description. I'm not sure if I wrote game 4 or game 5, but this is game 5. The series is tied at 2 apiece. We're replaying the World Series. We are in the bottom of the 7th. Max, actually, it's Will Harris. Let's move this. Will Harris just replaced Garrett Cole, who scores 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th. It's going to be Trey Turner leading it off. Now, Will Harris is an ace, and what I've been doing with the History Maker baseball cards, because I bought the in-season set, I'm adjusting the qualities. So I'm going to check Will Harris, make sure that Harris in the last 6 weeks didn't either really improve or really crash and burn. So he had a 1.50 ERA, and I look at the book. There's a book that you get, right? There's a book that you pick up, and that book will tell you what the deal is. So 150 ERA, and you can see that here. A 150 ERA would be ace and a star. So yeah, I got to actually correct his card, and I have to add the star. So what I'm going to do is add it in pencil. There you go. So he's a star and an ace. So that gives him an added advantage. Every so often this happens to me, and it's a little bit annoying. Let me see if I start moving. There you go. All right, stopped. So we're using iScore, and I simplified everything. I have no really hot-cold batter. I'm only using the right now chart. I'm ignoring hot-cold results. I'm also ignoring dissonant and semi-dissonant and so forth. I'm also ignoring the umpires. Well, I'm not ignoring them. I'm using them, but there's no qualities involved in the game because I don't have the time to figure all that out and go through all the cards and figure out what all the umpires are. So I just want to get going with these games and so forth. So that's what I'm doing. That's how I'm playing it. So here's Turner. Trey Turner is up here in the bottom of the 7th. It's 4-3. Oh, excuse me, it's 4-4. The Astros just tied it up on a 3-run home run by Robinson Chirinos in the top of the 7th. So it's all tied at 4. Will Harris is on the mound for the Astros. This is his first inning, and he's facing Trey Turner, who's 0-for-2 on the day. Bottom of the 7th, all tied at 4. 126. He is fresh. That's lined and caught by the second baseman. So that's 1 out now here in the bottom of the 7th, all tied at 4. 2-2-5. 2-2-5. Asked me if he's a star, and he is a star, and that's a ground ball to the shortstop. Correa up with it, fires to first, 2 away. Next is Anthony Rendon. Tony Two Bags. He grew up in the Houston area. 144 flash, but with the eyeglasses, so that's going to basically stay at a strike 3 since I don't have the qualities of the umpires at this point. So that's 3 up, 3 down. That's easy inning for Will Harris, and it's going to be Max Scherzer who's still in there. You know what? We're going to pull Scherzer. We are going to pull Scherzer because he's already in the 8th inning, and we may be able to bring him as a reliever in game 7 if we pull him now. He's gone 7 for us, so we're going to pull Scherzer. And you know what? Who we're going to bring in? Let's see who we're going to bring in. We are going to bring in, I believe it's, let me see, where is he? I guess I'm looking for Daniel Hudson. There he is. We're bringing in Daniel Hudson. So Hudson is replacing Scherzer. And I go into, I just click on, it's easy to use. I just click on the pitcher, and it brings me to the roster. Will Hudson be a offensive sub? Yes, he will replace in that batting slot. That's all that means. So we're going to face, we're going to be facing George Springer here. The series is tied at 2 apiece. 236, and that's double control. Not have that pitcher batting. No, that's ball 4. So the lead hitter is on a walk. That's never good. Jose Altuve up next. That's a 136 ace. No, he's not an ace. Whiffer or cold, he is neither. It's infield drama. Infield drama, 2-4. Second baseman gold. Cabrera is not gold. So it's a bobble ball and E4 on Cabrera. So it's going to be first and second with nobody out here. In the top of the 8th inning, error 4. Ground ball to Cabrera. He bobbles it. Took his eye off the ball. And it's first and second, nobody out. So this is trouble. Let's see what we got in the bullpen here. Got any righty? I don't think we have any. Oh, Doolittle is a lefty. We're not bringing in Doolittle just yet. He's our closer. Don't have really. Yeah. We're going to stick to what we got. Daniel Hudson is going to face Michael Brantley. Here's the pitch to Brantley. 2-2-6. Now 2-2-6. Hit by pitch. Yes. Oh, Brantley gets plunked. Bases are now loaded. And it's going to be Bregman. And we're going to bring in Tanner Rainey to face Bregman. So that's going to be it for Hudson. Didn't do very much for us. Loaded the bases, and now he's gone. Offensive sub, yes. So Rainey's in there. Tanner Rainey, and I already corrected his card. He's a no quality for ERA, double flash, and wild. So he would get us 2 strikeouts. Plus he's an ace against his first batter. So the infield is going to have to play in here with the score tied at 4. We have the infield in. Alex Bregman at the plate. Bases loaded. Top of the 8th. 4-4 game. Here's the pitch to Bregman. It's a 145. Struggler, no. So it's a ground ball. It's a ground ball. We're going to have to look at the infield in chart with the bases loaded. Infield in, lead die of 1, bases loaded. It said double play, runner out at home. Whoa. So it's going to be a comebacker to Rainey, flips to the catcher, back to first, say 1, 2, 3. Actually, 1, 2. Yes, 1, 2, 3 double play. So let's how do you run that? Out, ground ball to the pitcher, goes to second, to first. And then it's going to ask me what happened to the guy that was going home. He's out. And what? On a double play. Runner on third held up, runner on second held up, or moved up, whatever, it doesn't matter. So there's 2 outs now. Big, huge comebacker to Rainey, and he fielded his position. He flipped to the catcher, and Suzuki fired to first for a 1-2-3 double play with the bases loaded here in a 4-4 game. So that was just what the doctor ordered for the Washington Nationals. But they're still not out of trouble here. Yuli Gurriel is up, and then it's Carlos Correa. So, but there's 2 outs. But I'm thinking, do I want to walk Gurriel and face Correa? Correa is a hero. Gurriel is a semi-champion. So, it's 6 of one and half dozen of the other. But I could bring an ace in here, bring in another pitcher, and I may have to do that. This is probably, let's see who I can bring in here. I'm going to bring in Joe Ross, and he'll become an ace. Joe Ross is going to come in as an ace. Hopefully this doesn't backfire on me because he is a struggler. Include offensive sub, yes. So Joe Ross is coming in to face Gurriel, makes Ross an ace now. So here's the, actually, you know what? Let me double check Ross's stats to make sure they didn't change. Because if he had a really good 6 weeks of the season, his stats could change. So Ross didn't have a good conclusion to the season, had a 5.48 ERA. Holy smokes. And that is a semi-struggler. 5.48. I have him at a struggler, so I'm going to make him a semi-struggler here. So that's just going to put, there we go. And I adjust these. All right, so here's the pitch to Yuli Gurriel with runners in second and third. And that's a 2.56. A 2.56 says, is he a struggler? He is a struggler, and that's a ground ball and through into the outfield, into left field. Juan Soto plays it on a hop, and active runner scoring first and double, second on a hit. From second on any hit. So it's going to be an RBI, a 2-run single for Yuli Gurriel, and puts the Astros up 6-4. Holy smokes. So that's struggler quality. That's what I was fearing came into play, and I would have been better off had I left Rainey in there. To show you my managerial skills. Carlos Correa, it's a 6-4 ball game now. Huge single by Yuli Gurriel. And it's Carlos Correa, 1-2-5, struggler again. Not this time, though, because there's no decide or die. Patient. Correa is not patient. It's going to be he's not a whiffer, but we're going to roll to see if he is, and he is not. It's a ground ball. 125. It's a ground ball to third. Rendon up with it, fires to first, and that retires the side. Not before the Astros pick up 2 big runs here in the top of the 8th inning to take a 6-4 lead in our World Series Preplay Game 5. Now it's going to be Juan Soto. We're going to bring in a new pitcher for the Astros. You know what? Let's see. We're going to bring in Presley. He's one of their big guns. Ryan Presley. And it's going to be Juan Soto, the very, very extremely cocky Juan Soto. Extremely self-confident. Almost bordering on narcissism. 5.56. And asked me if he's an ace. Well, he's a semi-ace. Decided that says he is, and that's line and caught by Bregman at third. Hit right on the screws by Soto, but right at Bregman. Asdrubal Cabrera, who's 1 for 3 with a home run. He's flied out 2 other times. He put the Nationals up 2-0 in the bottom of the second with a 2-run home run. 2.46. That's asked me if he's control, and he is. That's a comebacker to Presley. Over to first, that's out number 2. And next is Ryan Zimmerman. 113, ace or dynamic. He's semi-ace. Nope, slugger. He's semi-slugger. We already used that one, so we're going to do it again. He is a slugger, and that's line into the gap, and that's going to roll to the wall. Around first is Zimmerman, stops at second with a double. So Zimmerman, 2-out double, and that brings the tying run to the plate right now in Kurt Suzuki. We're in the bottom of the eighth. It's a 6-4 Houston lead. Kurt Suzuki at the plate against Ryan Presley. There's 2 outs, and Zimmerman takes his lead off second. 1-3-5. That's going to take us to the unusual play chart, a red 1 or the highlight reel chart. Red 1, black 5. Going to roll 2 dice, see what happens here. 1-3. Balk. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so there's a balk is called on Presley, and Zimmerman goes to third on the balk, advances to third. A balk is a tricky one because a balk I have to find, actually. Miscellaneous balk right there. And there you go. All right. Oh, wait. Suzuki's still up. Runner on third, 2 outs. 6-4. Presley the batter. That's a 144. And that's going to be flash. He's double flash, so that has the eyeglasses. You check. Strict umpire call strike 3. Other umpires call ball 4. So then we're going with the other umpires. That's a walk. So Suzuki walks, and now it's up to Victor Robles. He's, I believe, the hero of Game 3 with a 12th inning walk-off game-winning home run. Victor Robles comes to bat here with the opportunity to tie the ball game. A double may tie the ball game. A home run will give the Nationals a lead. 2 outs, bottom of the eighth. Runners on first and third. Here's the roll. 3, 5, 6. And ask me if they're the same, righty versus righty. They are. That's a strikeout. And that is the inning. The Nationals leave 2 men on. Had a good opportunity there. And now in the 9th inning, it's going to be Sean Doolittle. Got to bring in Doolittle here in the 9th. Against Robinson Chirinos. So, no. And then we're going to put him in the 9th spot. Doolittle. There we go. All right, so Doolittle versus Robinson Chirinos. And you know what? We're gonna pinch hit here for Chirinos. Kyle Tucker already hit, so Marisnik is going to bat. And we're going to probably pull some sort of double switch. You know what? I'm going to need a hitter for the pitcher. Need a hitter for the pitcher. So I'm going to let Chirinos bat here. Oh. And that's a 3-3-5. 3-3-5 wild. No. Satsack. Chirinos is utility, not Satsack. It's going to be a single. A single for Chirinos. Ground ball up the middle and through into center field. Played quickly by Victor Robles. Oh, the Chirinos not very fast runner. So, you know what? Let me double check Houston and see what they got going. Oh, you know what? I had Jordan Alvarez. Oh, man, I forgot all about that. Okay. Lesmi Diaz. So I had a bunch of hitters that could have batted. So I wish I would have pinch hit. But too late now. All right, Josh Reddick. Chirino's on at first. I really don't have – you know what? I can put Diaz to run for him. He's stoic as well. I don't have anybody who runs well at all. Well, Marisnik, you know what? That's what I'll do. Let me do that. Let me bring in Marisnik to run. And then I got Diaz and Alvarez to bat. And I have Maldonado as well. What did I just do with Marisnik? Let's see what I did. I don't even know what I did with him. Oh, there he is. Okay, so he's going to run. Chirinos is out. And we're going to just click on the runner, Robinson Chirinos. And then it's going to say pinch runner, yes. And it's going to bring up the roster. Defensive sub, sure. He'll stay in there for center field. Okay, so it's going to be Josh Reddick with a much faster runner at first. Here's the pitch. And it's a 1-1-2. It's flash. Doolittle is flash. It's a strikeout. So there's one out. And now it's a pitcher spot. And that was pitching at this point was Presley. So he's Ryan Presley is up, but he's going to get called back for a pinch hitter. It's going to be Jordan Alvarez. Jordan Alvarez, he's a slugger and a home run king, so he's considered a home run legend. So he's definitely a challenge for Sean Doolittle here. Lefty versus left. Actually, you know what? Lefty versus lefty. Yep. Now it's gone bananas. That's fixed it. All right. So we're not going to bring in Alvarez. We're gonna scratch that because he's a lefty, and we are going to pinch hit. Oh, we have to bring in. Wow. Okay. Yeah, because Diaz, I believe. Oh no, we have Diaz. That's what I wanted. All right. Aledmys Diaz will pinch hit. There he is. So Diaz, the right-hander, is going to pinch hit against Sean Doolittle, the lefty. Here's a pitch. That's a 1-3-4. Gold catcher, no. Suzuki's semi-iron, by the way. Champion. There's no champion there. Outfield drama. Uh-oh. See what happens there. 2-4. 2-4. Center fielder, gold. Victor Robles, I do not believe is gold. I believe I only have Eaton, who's semi-gold in the outfield. Nope. So that's a no. So that's not a good thing. What was it? 2-4. Center fielder goal. Otherwise, it's a ball that drops in front of Robles for a single. And we rolled a 2. So he's going to stop at second base. That's going to take us to the chemistry chart. Although I'm not keeping track of that. I'm still using the charts. So it's first and second now. And it's George Springer. And that's a 4-6. 4-6 is going to say infield drama. It takes me to infield drama. Another opportunity for an error or a misplay, a miscue. First baseman, iron. No, Zimmerman's not iron. Otherwise, it's an easy ground out to the first baseman. So it's a ground out. And if that's a 1, that's going to be a 3-6-3 double play. So Zimmerman to second, back to first, and it's a 3-6-3. Oh, 3-6-6-3 double play, and the Nats are out of the inning. Big play by Zimmerman. Played by Zimmerman. So now we got to make defensive changes. So how do we do this here? So Marisnik, I have him behind the plate, but he's not going to be behind the plate. He's going to go to right field. Actually, he's going to go to center field. So center field for Marisnik. No, he's going to be in center field. In right field, we're going to get in right field, we are going to get Springer. So Springer's in right now. And then behind the plate, we need a catcher, and that's going to be Maldonado. New pitcher on the mound is going to be Roberto Osuna. And we got to find him. And that's all the changes, made all the changes I needed there. Roberto Osuna. Don't do that. The camera has to do with something wrong with the camera. where the camera is trying to refocus and so on and so forth. So sometimes when I move it, it adjusts. So sometimes it'll adjust, sometimes it won't. I don't know what governs that. So it's going to be Osuna versus the pitcher Doolittle. So we're going to see a pinch hitter here for the Nats. Now, one thing that's great about it, History Maker Baseball, is that you can create cards on the fly. Like that took me literally 2 seconds. That took me 2 seconds. Once you already know the system, it's easy. You kind of just put in the qualities. So I can create any card that doesn't come. You can just have instantaneously add them. So that's the one thing that you can do with this system that you can't do with any other system. Sean Doolittle, I have a little bit of I wanted to get rid of. Oh wow! All right, let's see. All right, so let's see who we're going to have pinch hitting here. Matt Adams is going to pinch hit. So we're going to bring in Matt Adams to pinch hit for Doolittle. And again, I'm having that issue. A little bit of a drag to do that. I hate when this happens. So I don't know what governs that again. Let me just try to finish this out. We're in the end of this. So Sean Doolittle is up. I'm going to bring in a pinch hitter, Matt Adams. It went haywire. I don't know why it's doing that. When I do stuff like that, it stops. All right. So we are in the bottom of the ninth. It's Washington Nationals down by 2. They're down by 2, and it's going to be Roberto Osuna on the mound. We have the defensive changes, and Matt Adams. Here's the pitch, and it's 2-3-5. 2-3-5 is asked me if he's wild. He is not. He's actually semi-ace. I had to adjust that. Eager. He's semi-eager. The side that says no. There's a ground ball second base. Unless he's patient, he is not. So it's a grounder to second. And that's Altuve up with it to Gurriel for out number 1. So yeah, this thing is driving me nuts. The fact that it keeps doing that, it drives me nuts. So I'm trying to play through this. All right, so there's 1 out, bottom of the 9th. As you can see, we're dealing with technical difficulties. Trey Turner is up. It's 6-4 Astros. Roberto Osuna, closer for the Astros, is on the mound against Trey Turner. 1 out. Trey Turner's 0 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch to Turner. And it's a 2-3-5. 2-3-5. Again, ask me if he's wild. Eager. He's not eager. So it's a ground ball. Again, back-to-back 2-3-5s. Ground ball to second base. And now it's Adam Eaton. Adam Eaton's 0 for 3. He's struck out, walked, flied out, and grounded out. 2 outs. The Astros are 1 game away from taking a 3-2 lead in the series. This is game 5. Series is tied at 2. That's a 125 struggler. He's not a struggler. He's actually a semi-ace. Patient. No, he's not patient. So that's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman, Bregman. Bregman up with it, fires the first, and gets eaten by half a step. That's the ball game. The Astros win it by a score of 6-4. Big comeback by the Astros. I mean, the Astros went down 4-0. They got a run in the 4th, but then it was a big 3-run home run by Robinson Chirinos in the top of the 7th inning. We could have pinch hit for him, and we should perhaps pinch hit for him, but we didn't, and it worked out for the Astros. They tied it at 4 in the 7th, and then it was in the 8th inning when, I'll tell you, I'll run it right by you. So it started off when George Springer walked, and then Altuve reached on an error by the second baseman, Asdrubal Cabrera. So it was first and second, nobody out. Then Daniel Hudson hit Michael Brantley with a pitch to load the bases. Tanner Rainey was promptly introduced into the ballgame to face Alex Bregman. And Alex Bregman hit into a 1-2-3 double play, and that was with the infield in, a 1-2-3 double play. And that put runners on second and third with 2 outs. Then Joe Ross was called in to face Yuli Gurriel, which was a major epic mistake. And Gurriel grounded through between the shortstop and the third baseman, hit a ground ball that reached the outfield for a 2-run single for Yuli Gurriel. So he's going to get the MVP of the game, Yuli Gurriel. So they came up with that big 2-out, 2-run single by Yuli Gurriel in the top of the 8th, puts the Astros over the Nationals 6-4. The line score is Houston 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 4 left on base. The Nationals had 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, a big error, and 7 left on base. And now we're going to write in the winning pitchers and so on and so forth. Stop it. And I'm thinking I may have to get another. I bought this camera used, and I'm thinking now I'm seeing why they sold it, because there's something wrong with it. So the winning pitcher is going to be, I believe it was Harris. Let me see. Or was it Cole? I have to look at that. Let me check real quick at Houston batting in that inning. No, not Houston. It wouldn't be Houston. Well, Houston scored in the top of the 7th. So let me go to Washington and see when Cole was removed. Cole wasn't removed until the bottom of the 7th. So Cole gets the win. Cole is going to get the win. The loss. Hudson loaded the bases in a tie game, so it's going to be the loss goes to Daniel Hudson, and Ozuna is going to get a save, Roberto Osuna, and that's all she wrote. We go to Game 6. I'm going to start setting up Game 6. It's going to be Game 6 is going to be back in. All right, so add new team. Let me do that again. All right, visitor. So the visitor is going to be Washington, because we're back in Houston, and at home is Houston. And I'm going to start setting that up, I guess, for tonight. See what happens with that. There's no games tonight, no World Series games tonight. They're traveling back to, this time they're traveling to Washington. So this is a pre-play, not a replay, right? I'm playing the games before they happen, pretty much using, what the lineups are, pretty much 90%. If you watch any baseball, and you can look at, hey, Philip, how are you, man? It's apartment day. What? What does that mean? Al, Red Sox fan, what are you doing? Go. Come on now. You guys are all retired. Well, I know Philip isn't retired, but Al, Red Sox fan, come on, you're retired, my friend. Go back to sleep for a little while. I got to go to work. I got to get up. Got to go to work. I want to leave a little bit earlier because traffic, when I leave a little bit later, man, the traffic is nightmarish and it's very stressful. Holy smokes. Man, it's the rat race out there. I like to stay. I wish I could retire, but I took 10 years off in my 40s. So now I'm having to pay for it. Big mistake, dude. Big mistake, because I was like a bull in my 40s, and I decided I was going to chill and just enjoy life. But I was enjoying life a little. I much rather would. I wish I had worked then, and now I could kind of just chill and kick back. Even though I have a pretty easy, laid back job. Oh, okay, Al. You getting ready for work? All right, brother. Then you see that we're going through the same thing. So that's it, man. So I mean, this has been a way better series than my series against my Houston series against the Yankees. That was such a nightmare. I didn't even play it all out. I think I left one game unplayed at the end. It was just the Yankees didn't have the batting averages. The Yankees could hit home runs, and when they did, if everything fell into place for them, there were solo shots. A lot of solo shots. Nobody could get on base. There was really few heroes or champions in terms of batting. You had LeMahieu, but you can't rely on one guy's batting average. Everybody else they had pretty low batting average, to be honest with you. They were 280s, 270s. I had some, and Encarnacion was 220. He was a nightmare, man. So, yeah, that was not fun. The Yankees didn't have a chance against the Astros. I'll be honest with you. I knew that before it happened in reality. When listen, I played those games. I pre-played the games right away, and I said, "Uh-oh, the Yankees are in big trouble." When they won the first game, I was like, But no, everything rolled out exactly as I had played out here on the tabletop. I mean, the Yankees just could not get on base. They were just baffled by the Astros pitching. Peacock came in and pitched, and he even shut them down. So it was just the Yankees could not get anything going. The Savages were just not savage enough. So but this series, I mean, I much prefer the Washington National offense, believe it or not. They have Rendon, who's a monster, and they have Soto, who's a super savage. They have, Turner, who can hold his own, Eaton, who can hold his own, Zimmerman, who's got power, Suzuki can hold his own, Victor Robles can hold his own. But then you got really good pitching. The Yankees had no pitching. I mean, they were horrible pitching staff, and nothing could be done. So anyway, I'm going to take off, and thanks for stopping by and checking this out, early morning baseball. And I keep on having to move this back. Yeah, that's good. Let me move this back a little farther, get rid of that cable there. And that's it. So that's CP Cards and Dice. Final score, the Astros 6, the Nationals 4. We go back to Houston to Game 6. The series, the Astros are up 3-2 in the series, and we'll see what happens. Take care now.